Hello everyone, my name is Zimasa Vabaza. Welcome to Momentum Corporate's Coffee Conversations, where we have insightful conversations about finances, money, and everything in between. We're speaking to people that have done amazing things, but also have made mistakes with money, but have also done amazing things with their money. And today we've got Moyane, who is a veteran broadcaster, someone who has done amazing things within the media space. how are you this morning?
I'm fine. How are you, Zimas?
I'm very, very well. Is it not weird for you to be sitting on the other side and getting interviewed?
I could see that question coming. Yeah, it's very odd. And I was mentioning to one of the Momentum corporate colleagues earlier before we started here that I'm actually nervous, and people don't believe that because most often I'm sitting where you are seated. I'm asking the questions. Now to be seated here, I don't even know what you're going to ask me. It makes me a little bit nervous.
What's quite interesting is that you hosted a show called Employee Matters on ENCA. And I want to know how that links to financial education.
Employee Matters, Zamase, when it ran as a season under Momentum Corporate, was ready to help employees understand their benefits. Because Momentum Corporate offers institutions, companies, small, medium businesses, group employee benefits. I was talking to industry experts who can explain the various benefits and the impact of, for example, on tax, impact if you withdraw your pension money, what does it all mean? Those kind of things. So it was an opportunity for me to be talking to people who were in the know. Because, the financial services industry has got a lot of financial, of jargon.
Yeah.
And it's important sometimes to break it down to where people can understand it in a simple language.
100%. And you actually touch on financial industry. And as a, I would say, financial journalist, what have you seen as some of the attitudes that people have had towards money? And how have those changed over time?
Historically, money is one of those subjects that you don't easily talk about, and you can never know enough about how to handle it and what to do. And things change. There's always new solutions that are being presented, or new products and stuff like that. So the attitude towards money is always like, people don't know how to handle it sometimes. We've had to learn through the hard knocks of life over time what money is for. But what I've learned myself, my attitude towards money is that I never chase money. The idea is you need to do things in your life that you love, that have a meaning for you, and then money, as they say, will come, because then there's more fulfillment.
Being somebody who is in the financial space as a journalist, what do you think are some of the lessons that you have learned? And could you share some of those for us?
I wish I had known or started working in financial services when I was younger. Sooner, because there are things I did not know for a long time. Because our attitude of money is that it's not an easy topic to discuss around the dinner table.
Definitely, it's not.
I sort of learned over time that how you manage it, is very important.
Yes.
You have to be open-minded as well around issues of money and be comfortable that whatever you have should be enough. So you can have 1 rand and you can make magic. You can have 1 million rand, you can make magic. But similarly, you can have 1 rand and not do anything, and you can 1 million rand and then throw it away.
Yes.
So it's very, very tricky kind of balance that you have to find with money.
But I want to take it back. I want to go back to when you were younger. What are some of those lessons and mistakes that you made with money, and where you look back and you're like, Maraden, why would you do that?
When I was younger, my mom was unemployed. So my father was the only one who was earning an income. So money, the mindset around money was scarcity.
Yes.
That we don't have enough. There's not enough money.
Or you might not have tomorrow.
You might not have tomorrow. There were days when to put together a meal was a struggle. So I can't imagine what my dad was going through. And he was a staunch Christian, and he also handled money at his church as I was growing older. So my sense about money was that you really had to hustle to get money. So my mom became an informal trader for a short while. So she and I would go to the Jabulani market now and again and buy veggies. You buy oranges, you buy a bag of onion, you buy tomato, you go. And then I used to stand at the gate at home and sell. So very early on, I learned how to count money, while I was still at primary school, helping my mom, being aware, because of the setup, that there's not enough. So much so, when I was a teenager, I became an informal trader myself because there was not enough
Yes.
at home. I had to make a plan, and she gave me the seed capital of 35 rand. I remember to say, go and buy your first box of whatever you want to sell. I wanted to sell apples, golden delicious apples. By the few weeks later, I was able to repay my mom the capital.
Seed capital.
Yeah, without any interest. She didn't charge me any interest. But the point is that it was for a purpose which was very short term.
Yes.
Because I wanted to, as a teenager, I wanted to dress nicely. I wanted to have the arrow shirt. I wanted to make sure I look good for the girl. So the idea of getting money and use it
Means
for the
to an
short term
end.
means to an end. Short term means to an end. So that's how I was socialized around money.
When you were speaking, I'm thinking you would be considered a kasi hustler in today's terms.
Yes,
You're someone who hustles.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
wake up.
that influenced me so much, Zamase, that when I started working in media, 5 years into working in media, I started looking for more than what I was doing.
Yes.
You know, I've always had different, tried to have different sources of income, what you
Yes.
call income streams, you know. So even today, I still approach my life from a portfolio perspective.
Let's talk about the benefits, the employee benefits that you got. Did you understand them? Did you even look at that part of the contract? Were they there?
Before you even finish asking the question, it was simply this: you get your salary. There's a deduction that is taken by the company. There's nothing else. No pension. And there was not even financial, nothing, no policies. The market was like that.
Aibu.
So you earned your salary to spend it.
Yes.
You couldn't save because there's no savings products available.
Wow.
When I started work way back in 1980 in Mozambique. No insurance policy, nothing. That was the world I grew up in when I started working from 1980. In the first 11 years, to 1991, when I came back to South Africa. That's the world I lived in. I only became aware that I needed an insurance or a life policy when I joined 702 in Johannesburg after I came back from Maputo in 1992.
And then that first experience with being told that you can actually get more, as part of this package, you do and should get benefits.
Yeah.
What were those benefits? Do you still remember them?
Yeah, well, I remember for the first time then there was a pension deduction.
Yes.
You take a percentage from your gross, the company has another percentage, and then combined there's something that is set aside. And they explained to me, then I said, fine. Then I went for the cheapest possible at the time because I did not know how much I would have to maneuver every month in terms of of that income and expenses, having had a third child by then,
When you looked at the future, did it feel like you were now starting to do planning, retirement planning? But what did that mean for you as somebody who realized that, I want to do this benefits thing, this employee benefits, and I want to contribute to it, but I don't know where it's going to end up. But there's something called retirement. Is that something that you started at that time to think about, or did it take a couple more years?
When I came back home, this is a personal story, it's a true story. My mother had been retrenched in Soweto. My father had been retired. The way I was brought up as well socialized was as the eldest son, and I have the responsibility to carry
the family.
Father, yeah. From that time, I had 3 households I looked after on a monthly basis. It's my 3 kids. One is a baby, my own home. It's my parents, both my parents, and supplementing my sister's income. Because our parents are now jobless.
Yes.
It was a responsibility I carried. So it took a longer time for me to start thinking retirement. It was kind of a moment came when I was now changing jobs after 5 years at 702. And when you leave a company, that benefit you can take with you, you can cash out, as they used to say, and then, or you can take out a part of it, and then you don't pay tax. Then I spoke to a financial advisor who had advised me about a life policy. By then I had a life policy.
You had one.
I had one.
You had to
and he explained to me what to do with it. And I went with his advice at the time, and I'm pleased that I did so.
So would you think that that was the moment that you are most grateful that you, in your money journey, is that the moment you felt you had actually secured your future in terms of retirement and looking after people that were looking up to you? Or is there another moment where you feel that you're grateful that you took that financial decision to set yourself up for success?
That's one moment. It is one moment, definitely. There were other moments later in life when one was blessed with a bit of a lump sum here and there, and you are then able to say, what do we do with this one? And you structure your retirement. Then I had another opportunity to invest. Well, after I had the rude awakening of saying you need a life policy in 1992, I then met this gentleman who was a financial advisor, and always thinking about my kids. Best gift I can give you in terms of inheritance in real terms is education. And you need to reach levels that I couldn't reach for various reasons, you know. So there was that future thing of saying later on I could be thinking about what's going to happen in the future, but nobody actually knows about the future.
Bradan, you're sharing insights that are so valuable, and I can't say that enough. Let's talk about like the estate planning. Let's talk about what it is that you are looking to leave behind, and how a will and trusts, how those fit into the financial sort of base that you've set.
At some point when I changed jobs, at some point, I cashed out that pension that I mentioned that was building.
Was building up from 92.
But not all of it. I cashed up part of it, but the majority of it to buy a PR agency. Now, looking back, it could have, if I look back where it was, by today, you would have really grown. So part of the way forward for me is that it's something I'll be leaving behind.
A legacy.
And fortunately for me, one of my daughters is working with me on that. But she herself is also invested in it with her hard-earned money. So it's not a free gift.
Yes.
Okay. Through the financial advice, I became aware that it's important to have a will.
Yes.
You know, I didn't have one before. You know, and I've learned as well after my parents died that the importance of having a will.
Yes.
A will affords those who are left behind to have your wishes written down, and therefore they will grant your wishes
unequivocally.
And that's really at that level. It's never about what
you're leaving behind.
Yes, the material stuff. You know, people would amass a lot of wealth, for example, but there's no will, or there's a disputable will, which was signed like 14 years ago.
Or customary understanding of what is being left behind creates friction within families.
Yeah, so that is why I'm pleased we are raising the customary issue, because we as Africans have got a lot of that.
Yes.
So it's very important. So you buy yourself a future peace of mind.
Yes.
Retirement has become this thing. Yes, you must plan for the future.
Yes.
Nobody argues against that. But it's not an end state. It's not like you need to be knowing that you can go for as long as you can.
Yes.
That's my mindset around retirement. Yes, you would have planned for it earlier. You would have saved something where you can. Some of us, like me, could not save as much as one wanted because of our circumstances, because of the responsibilities. Don't look at retirement as a stop.
As a full stop.
Look at possibilities of, what do you say, you guys nowadays? How do you pivot?
Yes, how do you pivot?
Yeah.
I want to segue into, what advice do you have for people, and what are those things that you believe are the most important things that someone must practice in their daily life around money so that we're able to succeed?
Firstly, don't wait until you are older, whatever that would mean to you, to start thinking about setting money away from when you're a senior citizen. Number two, don't be wasteful. You know, sometimes we spend on things that we think we need, but we don't really need them. And then the last one is, if you are able to, do not rely on one source of income.
Yes.
Try and find different means of making extra for yourself.
Bradan, I want to thank you. We've had such an amazing conversation, and you found a way to weave the lessons that we need around money with your life and where you've come from, how that has shaped the way that you've seen things. So I just want to thank you, Bradan, for joining us on Momentum Corporate's Coffee Conversations. And for everyone still watching, please follow the conversation around Momentum Corporate's Coffee Conversations on our social media pages, and let's keep the conversations going around how we enable you for your financial success. Thank you.